Hey everyone, it's What's for Dinner and it's Easter. And today
we are coming to you live from Shine's Kitchen.
Philip is joining me, which is awesome. Yesterday he thought that I said he was my cameraman, which I did not mean it in that way. We just didn't have, Mackenzie with no opposing thumbs cannot move the camera for our wine tasting tour. So today we're excited because we are doing a Croatian theme. So if both of us back away go either direction, you can see we even have, go that way, the Croatian flag. Linda Mitrovic, Dobar večer, kako ste? Hello. Now Linda is she can speak the language way better than I can, and she works in our company. So, and Linda, it's so interesting. Growing up, I lived next door to Sharon Mitrovic, and her children. Little Lisa was just a baby, and her brother, and I used to babysit them, and they're Croatian. So, back in growing up, when I was Mary Beth Kovačević, as opposed to Kovačević, which is what they would say in Croatia, people thought we were from Yugoslavia, because back then it was before the war and it was before Croatia became its own country again. So if you've never been to Croatia, I highly recommend it. It's, not that I'm biased, but I am. It is absolutely breathtaking with so many islands. I think it has over 1,700 islands, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like a china plate just broke, and there's little tiny islands everywhere. So for Easter last year, we had, how many people?
Maybe 40, 50.
Yeah.
It was big.
It was 24.
No.
It was. Easter
was...
was...
I'm thinking of our client party. Never mind.
It was Easter. Yeah. It was 24. But anyway, we did... I made Croatian food. And this year for Easter, we were going to do the same thing. So let's keep that... COVID-19 can, rain on people's parades, but it's not going to rain on ours. We're still going to have our Croatian food. It's just going to be a smaller gathering.
Before we get into the food, we have some also Croatian alcohol. Not that matters, but you can see back here. Well, you can't see back here, but we have a variety of different Croatian. This is Grgich. This is a 2015 Chardonnay from Napa.
I'll tell my story.
Okay.
So when I went to Croatia, I actually went to the Grgich Winery in Croatia, and I called and spoke to Mike Grgich. He's this little tiny guy, tiny, and he wears the beret, and he, the movie Bottle Shock? Well, the movie Bottle Shock, he was the winemaker that made the wine for the famous Chardonnay.
Chateau Montelena.
He was the winemaker from Chateau Montelena that the Bottle Shock movie spoke of the father and the brother. They never really gave Michael Grgich credit, but he and Mondavi were best friends. And Michael Grgich is my uncle, I just have to say. I just love him to death, and he's so cute. And even to this day in Napa, he still goes into the winery. So I think that's just so cool. Happy Easter, Lisa. So let's see what else we have.
So we have a bunch of different little aperitifs, one of which is the number one aperitif, or aperitif, however you pronounce it, in Croatia, which is Cevapi, which is a plum brandy. And this is the most popular drink there, other than Americanized drinks. Mary Beth wanted to have a true, legit Croatian drink. So this is Cevapi.
And what we say is, Živeli. Živeli is cheers. So we're going to have a little taste of this. Woo, baby. I think I could take my nail polish off with that. Holy moly.
Let's try it. That's good. That'll put some hair on your chest.
Okay. Woo. All right. So it's What's for Dinner. And today I'm going to move this little bunny out of my way. Mackenzie's been all out of sorts today because she's where is my Easter stuff? Because usually I get her little Easter toys, and she didn't get any this year. So step one this morning, I did shredded cabbage. So I know, right? Shredded cabbage. Now the chickens are going to be super jealous because the chickens get a cabbage every 2 or 3 days in this ball that hangs.
Or more.
And they peck at it, and they play
it's like tetherball.
Yeah, tetherball.
Yeah.
And so Philip went
They love
and
it.
got cabbages, but he saved me one. So this was not in the chicken coop. So basically, it's very, if you think of Croatian, especially northern Croatia, where Zagreb is, and back in the day, Yugoslavia. And I think if we were to trace my grandparents back, which I did, and I know my sister has too, my grandmother is more from northern Croatia, and my grandfather is more from southern Croatia. So here's simple peasant food. Shredded cabbage, white vinegar, olive oil, and a load of pepper. And
Very good.
I cooked it. I let it marinate all day so it becomes softer. So that's one thing I made. And then this other stuff, oh my God, I love this. So this little dish right here is typically from either a goat from Montenegro. And the last time I looked, we had no goats.
No, not yet.
Not yet. And
Dear God.
anyway,
please.
so there's a way that you can make kaymak kind of cheap, make it the fake kaymak. So this is a combination of feta cheese, sour cream, and cream cheese. And you could either blend it with a mixer. I use my emulsifier blender that I just got that I love.
Mini Pimmer.
He calls it a pimmer. I didn't even know
It's
what
a
he was.
mini Pimmer.
He's like, oh, you got a pimmer. I'm like, what the heck is a pimmer? I'd never heard of that. That's
Google
okay.
it. Braun Mini Pimmer.
He calls a plunger a
Plumber's friend.
plumber's
what it is.
friend. I'm like, what's a plumber's friend? Some dude walking in the house with the plumber?
No.
I'd never heard
It's
of a
me
plumber's
with
friend.
a plumber's
never
friend.
heard of it. Didn't know what it was. Okay, so this is kaymak. And so kaymak is a side dish, if you will, like instead of ketchup, if you will, right? So there's the kaymak, but that will last a really long time, so you can use it. Hey, Nikki. So Nikki is at Scripps Health, and she is one of our first responders. And she is definitely, I'm sure, exhausted and working super hard. And Nikki and everybody at all of our hospitals, we are sending you guys so much love. And we just want you to stay safe and stay healthy through all of this. So the other thing we have, so these little guys, this is called Cevapi. Okay? So Cevapi is a combination equally of lamb, beef, and pork. And it has minced sweet onion, parsley, a little crushed red pepper, a little salt, a little pepper, and this is the weird thing. Okay, these are the two tricky things. And I think if you were just making American meatloaf or American meatballs and you added these ingredients, this would be a game changer for making them. This has a little bit of baking soda, for this amount of meat, it probably has a teaspoon, and soda water. In our case, it has Pellegrino. Luckily, it doesn't have like a LaCroix that is some flavored LaCroix. But we did happen to have like a plain.
Speaking of which,
we did happen to have a plain soda water. So that is what helps when you barbecue. You're going to throw these on the grill, or put them in the broiler, or bake them in the oven. You can even fry them on the stove. So you can cook them, your choice, 4 different ways.
So that's it for spices?
Yeah. That's it.
So, or quite a bit of crushed red pepper and black pepper,
It's
probably
not super
from
spicy,
Mary
though.
Beth's standpoint, because
It's not
we
super
like things
spicy.
spicy around here,
So
even in the kitchen.
So this is going to be that baking soda and the soda water causes the meat to actually become a little bit juicier and just more flavorful. So if ever you're making like a meatloaf or something, think about using a little baking soda and a little bit of baking or soda water. So those are going to go in the oven under the broiler, I think today. We might cook it outside. It's just, it's kind of one of those dreary days in San Diego. Okay.
But not raining.
No.
At least here.
So these are, I had to show you. These are little, look at these little tiny peppers. These are from the garden. They're little tiny, they grow that way. And this is a little, it's lemon thyme. It smells so good. So I just put a little bit of that on top of the kaymak. Okay, so this, I'm cheating, I did not make. So this is actually roasted red pepper and roasted eggplant. And it's called Ajvar. And this is the spicy version. And it's so delicious.
Bless you.
So it's like this bright orange color. And when you grill the meat, you then serve it with a salad and you put the Kaymak on, which is the sour cream, feta, and cream cheese, and then you put Kaymak on, or Ajvar on it. And I'm wearing a ring today, which I never ever wear. And this ring I actually got in Croatia. And I got these earrings in Croatia. So today I thought I would just kind of really celebrate Croatia. And today, after, as many of you probably did, watched Andrea Bocelli live from the Duomo in Milan. How wild was that, right? Oh, it was like mystical. As soon as that was over, I turned YouTube on to listen to Oliver. So if you YouTube Oliver, Croatia, you're going to get to hear the most famous singer ever from Croatia. And he passed away last year. And it was, just a national thing. The whole country shut down because they just love him.
I thought one of the most interesting parts of that thing with Andrea Bocelli was when they showed pictures of around Milan, New York, where were they? London, all over in the downtown areas, and it was nobody there. I mean, there was like one or two people in the streets in every major downtown city. It was it was a little freaky.
It is freaky.
It was really interesting.
Doreen, who I used to work with, we were both training directors for Shiseido Cosmetics, and Doreen lives in Vegas. And I just, living in Vegas, Doreen, has to be just crazy amazing just to drive down the strip and see nothing going on.
My friend just drove through the downtown strip over, I think it was Friday night, coming down here from Idaho. And it was like 11 o'clock at night, driving down the main drag, not one car on the road. Nothing, nobody, no people, nothing. It was wild.
Crazy. So anyway, we're hoping that all of you are having a fabulous Easter, that Passover, Ramadan. It's Ramadan, right?
I don't know if it's Ramadan or not. I'm not sure.
It is. Anyway, there's a lot of big holy holidays happening, and typically everybody is with their families and their friends, and this is one of those years, unlike any that we've ever had in the history of our lives, I think.
And probably never will again.
We hope and pray. But to all of you that are out there, on the front lines, for all of our restaurants that are delivering and serving food on Easter, so that for those of you that can't cook or don't have food, and keep in mind, Surfside Deli got a huge donation yesterday. So any nurse, any doctor, any medical profession, our police, our ambulance, our firefighters, everybody gets free food from Chef Billy Butter down in Surfside Deli. And we swear to God, we've got to get, hey, Bill and Nikki are both watching. How you guys? Fernando, Mercedes, I know that this is a tough time for you without your mama. And we're sending you love, big love, tons of love. For anybody who's lost anyone in their life, it's always such a hard time to face a holiday without those people. And on Tuesday at 2 p.m., please make sure to tune in, because we have a live Zoom call. It's posted on my Facebook page, and I'll keep posting it. Many people in our company are as well. We have the honor of having Dr. Ken Druck, who is a mental health expert, who was at Ground Zero, and he was called in by Governor at the time, Giuliani, and he helped, or Mayor at the time, to help with the first responders' families that had passed away. And he was at Sandy Hook for the shootings and helping with the families who lost loved ones, as well as with the Columbine shootings. He was there to help the loved ones. Now, this is not a Debbie Downer type of Zoom call. This is a opportunity for people to ask questions, and he's going to talk about hope and optimism and resiliency and how we're going to get through this. Mackenzie is barking. How we're all going to get through this and be better on the other side. So when you think about how we run ragged, we don't rest. Oh, I took my first COVID-19 nap today.
You did?
I have not had a nap since this thing started. I have not once. I work every single day, and today I finally crashed for a little bit. Thank God. I was so tired, and it was good. Feeling a little groggy, but anyway. So please keep in mind that is posted, and it's Dr. Ken Druck Tuesday, the Zoom link is posted on my Facebook page. It's on the Fredrickson and Kellee Facebook page. It's on LinkedIn. It's just going to be all over the place so that you can, participate and have people that, potentially have lost their jobs, or our nurses, our doctors, if they're home that day or off that day, that maybe they could also, tune in. Nikki says she hasn't napped either. Nikki, you need naps. You need naps because you're helping fight this right at the front line. So of all people, we need our doctors and our nurses to really stay healthy. Dr. Kwong, Nurse Samantha, Jim, all of you guys that are fighting the good fight for everybody. We really appreciate it. So in Croatia, you say Dobar večer, kako ste, which means hello, how are you? Good evening, how are you? Right, Linda Mitrovic, who's probably cringing at my Croatian attempt. And then, Živeli is
which for now this is to Maribeth's father, who was Croatian. That's why she's half Croatian.
And I love him.
And to all of you for a wonderful Easter evening and Passover.
And then we say goodbye by saying Laka noć. So Laka noć means good night.
Laka noć.
So
Živeli.
Please stay physically distant while staying socially connected virtually. So important to stay physically distant, not socially distant. Everybody needs to reach out. Feeling terrible for any of our friends that are alone today or during Passover by themselves and you don't have somebody to hang out with. You can always FaceTime us. We love to FaceTime and we love to do Zoom. So anything you guys want. We're going to do a share Zoom on Wednesday at 6 p.m. And
what are we sharing?
We're We're going to turn back time and believe. We're going to do a whole karaoke on Zoom on Wednesday at 6.
And I'll be getting my COVID-19 nap in at that time.
So keep in mind, there's lots of live music going on Facebook. We have Valerie from Chateau Bel Age. She does a fashion show every day at 2 p.m. So friend her page if you're bored. If you want to listen to live music, you have Johnny Tarr, Lee Coulter. You have Randi Driscoll from Nashville every single day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh my God. And I have it on.
Actually, we're not standard time right now.
Oh, whatever we are. I'm going to be on Randi's show on Friday at 4 p.m. in California, whatever that is. And I'm going to be making something during her musical show. So she's having me, I guess, Zoom in as a guest. So I'm super excited and honored to do that. All right. Laka noć.
See ya.